Well, I mean, it's a complex question, as you know, because there's multifaceted considerations and, as a consequence, responses. I'll give you one example. L.A. City's sanctuary ordinance, there's a litigation on that. There's litigation as it relates to other aspects of immigration at the state level, aspects that are derivative or associated or connected as it relates to broader DEI issues. You saw the assault on public education yesterday, $811 million for all quote-unquote title programs. These are the programs for the most vulnerable that were already budgeted, of which the state already contributes on behalf of the districts 25% up front, where now we're going to either have to backfill or see direct impacts of critical programs, professional development for teachers and other programs for diverse communities. It's an ideological assault. We are involved in, as you know, more lawsuits than any other state. We're more fortified to litigate because we funded our litigation strategy through a special session, and we're not going to be timid in pushing back. But we've been successful so far with most of the litigation, and most importantly on immigration, successful in the past, and I'll leave you with that. There was a litigation in the first Trump administration in the Ninth Circuit federal courts adjudicated that our policies related to SB 54 were constitutional, and so we're confident in our grounds they'll be firmly established. That's the challenge. Well, that's why these injunctions matter. That's why the Supreme Court decision just a few days ago was so consequential as it relates to local courts impacting broader national rules and regulations. And, of course, that assault on the rule of law that will be part of the weaponization, the further weaponization of the rule of law by the Trump administration is obvious concern. But, look, on that, we'll continue to file aggressively for TROs and injunctions. We'll try to stop and stay these efforts to vandalize our democracy and to assault our rule of law, and notably to take grant funding that Congress has legally appropriated, that the president does not have the unilateral authority to take. We'll continue in that posture as aggressively as we possibly can with the best legal minds we have. The broader issue of what's happening on the streets, there's not a day that goes by I can regale you with saved videos that just break your heart of women screaming because they're being taken away by people with masks that refuse to provide IDs in unmarked cars in the middle of the day, in the middle of the streets, without any arrest warrants, without any criminal history, desperate just to provide medication to their young children, just being disappeared in the United States of America. You've got 4,000 military wasting hundreds of millions of dollars, military that are not working in our parks and playgrounds. They've taken National Guard that are teachers that are supposed to be teaching summer school. They've taken National Guard men and women off our wildfire efforts. They've taken National Guard out of fire departments and paramedic offices that can't be there in emergencies, and they're sitting there in the armories. Pure theater, doing nothing. Serious moment. So we'll continue our posture, but we need to continue to remind people. I know people can feel overwhelmed, the shock and awe of everything that's going on, but we need to understand the moment we're living in. I know I made a comment about the Alcatraz alligator. That was just, these are flim-flammers. They're not serious people. What an embarrassment. Imagine the rest of the world looking at that. Mocking people, saying, well, if you're going to run, zig and zag. The President of the United States of America. I revere that office. We all should. Founding fathers didn't live and die to see that show. What an embarrassment. $450 million a year of wasted tax money for pure theater. So, there's strong opinions, but we'll continue to push back in very aggressive ways.